around the mall. Yeah. The good news is she's like, I went to my doctor because I thought I had COVID, and I tested him one day, or assisted living, so I'm going to bring you out and get finished.
Did you see that show?
Yeah.
Did you see the movie Nesting Show? It's really fun. It's the same people that Spinal Tap. It's about a dog show. But if you didn't see it, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna take myself to an old folks' home. I'm gonna bide my time some more. I'm gonna take myself to an old folks' home. I'm gonna bide my time some more. I had a second heart attack, got pains in my back. It's time for me to slack, hanging low with my nutsack. Wheelchair for a horse, I'm off the labor force. On Tuesdays, things for Porsche. My home is on the golf course. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I ain't hearing nothing. I ain't hearing nothing. I ain't got my hearing aid on. I'm a grandma breaking batter. Oops, I spill my bladder. Tell the nurse the time to change me. You can go and ask her. Slept through a movie. Felt like I was groovy. The CNA walks by me. She lets me grab her booty. Ain't no one to tell me nothing. I ain't hearing nothing. I ain't hearing nothing. What? I ain't got my hearing aid on. I'm gonna take myself to another folks' home. I'm gonna buy my time some more. I'm gonna take myself to another folks' home. I'm gonna buy my time some more. Black socks, sandals, arthritis, rock star, spend a little money, VW, local bar. My buddy's got a walker, he's lost in the wrong home. Early bird special, my mama wants to take it all. I got ear hair and I will pass gas. If you don't like it much, kiss my old wrinkled ass. I'm gonna take myself to an old folks' home. I'm gonna buy my time some more. I'm gonna take myself to an old folks' home. I'm gonna buy my time some more. Ooh, where's my pudding? All right, that's my step. Thank you. By the way, I've got a book I've got available. I just published it. It's called You Might Be a Boomer If you want a copy, I can sign one for you after the show. And thank you very much. We're going to bring up a guest comic who just happened to be in the house. And I want to bring him up. He's a good friend. He's an excellent comedian and magician. And he is a prince of the one-liners. Please welcome to the stage, Dan Silver. Come on.
Thank you for that wonderful introduction. How about a nice hand for Ace Williams? Yeah. What a great transition. You did the thing about the old folks home. I just got off of work tonight because I have my day job. I work in an old folks home. I'm a bartender in a nursing home. It's absolutely, people don't believe me. It's true. Yeah. The name of the bar is The Last Call. There's a couple there at my bar. They're both 85 years old. It's their anniversary. They told me they're going on their second honeymoon. I said, where are you going? They said, we're going to Niagara Falls. You're looking to turn back the cock. I got you. Hey, I took Viagra one time before going on a date. I got stood up. So that's, on the weekends I do comedy and magic. During the week I have 2 day jobs. At nighttime I work with old people. And during the daytime I work with young people. I'm a school teacher at Hillel, a Jewish school in Tampa. We got any Jewish people here tonight? Woo! I just didn't want to pay to see the show. I used to be a member of a Jewish biker gang. It was called Hillel's Angels. I rode a yarmulke, okay? One of my students asked me, he said, Mr. Silver, what is circumcision? I said, well, to make a long story short, this kid's name was David. I said, David, can you use the word fascinate in a sentence? He's like, sure. My sister has a sweater. It's got 10 buttons on it. But her boobs are so big she can only fasten 8. I'll give you a minute there. This guy's not too bright. It takes him an hour and a half to watch 60 Minutes right here. I'd love to give you a penny for your thoughts, but I'm Jewish. I don't want to overpay you. I'll tell you, the kids today, they're sickly. We were pretty healthy when I was in school. All the kids have medical problems. All starts with the letter A. This kid's got allergies, asthma, adipose, autism, Asperger, anxiety, autoimmune. I'll tell you the scariest one of all is ADD. That's a cruel name for a disease because these kids, they can't add. But they're having sex so young, even though they can't add, they figured out how to multiply. Go figure. These kids are like 13 going on 69. I never got laid when I was in school. I never even made it to third base. The farthest I got was shortstop. Once she saw how short it was, she's like, stop. Kids are violent too. It seems like every week there's another school shooting. When I was going to school, the only time I ever saw a shotgun blast was at the end of a joint. Now we got a pretty hip crowd back there. One guy gets that more of a hip replacement crowd right over here. You know what I like to do? I like to get really high and then watch some porno. I guess you could call me a weed whacker. It's like I used to tell my wife, it's either one in my hand or a Jew in your bush. I found out at the sperm bank they pay $100 for every deposit. Geez, when I think of all the money I've had slipped through my fingers. All these years I could have been making money hand over fist. Oh, man. But I do well at Hillel because my father's a rabbi. And so we were very poor growing up because it was hard for him to bring home the bacon. My parents couldn't afford to buy me any toys. I'm lucky I'm a boy. I wouldn't have had anything to play with. I remember I invited my neighbor over for dinner when I was a little kid. I said, my father's a rabbi. In our house, we pray before we eat. She says, we don't have to do that at my house because my mom's a good cook. This girl was named Maureen. She was really pretty. I had a crush on her. Sometimes we play doctor. Usually she'd be the doctor and I'd be the malpractice attorney. And one time I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a proctologist, but I couldn't find an opening. Tell you what, my father was born in Wilmington, Delaware, and grew up with Joe Biden. Absolutely true. I'm not so proud of that, but anyways. I just have one question. If Biden didn't want his son to get in trouble with guns, why did he name him Hunter? What's his daughter's name? Gatherer? Come on. You know he's not Jewish. Biden, a Jewish family would never name their son Hunter. That's not a Jewish name. Maybe Bargain Hunter, but not Hunter. Yeah, I got picked on a lot when I was growing up. All the kids in the block, they used to laugh at me and make fun of me. And I showed them I became a comedian. Yeah, nobody's laughing now. My father was hard of hearing. One day he came home from work, he says, I got this brand new hearing aid, it works great. I said, really, Dad, what kind is it? Just about 230. Okay, I'll give you a minute. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm divorced. Yes, I knew my marriage wasn't going to last because at the wedding they threw minute rice. That's not a good sign. I went to a transgender wedding recently. They threw converted rice. When I got married, it was a fancy ceremony. They served the Italian wedding soup. For the divorce, it was split pea. My wife and I were happy for 20 years, and then we met. Yes, that's right. Yeah, my ex-wife, her name is Kathy, but I always call her Miranda, because I know everything I say can and will be used against me. Yeah. We're incompatible because I'm a health nut. She's just like a nut job. She's crazy. It used to take her forever to get ready to go out. She had to put makeup on both faces. You know, when I first met my wife, she had that hourglass figure. After we got married, I think she switched over to daylight savings time. I think she might have gained an hour or two, you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, my wife had a weight problem. Every time I wanted sex, she's like, wait! She used to tell her friends I was a superhero in the bedroom, the Flash. When I got married, I became bisexual. I only had sex twice a year. Now I'm single, I'm still bisexual. Whenever I want sex, I have to buy it. So how many people think it's easier for men or women in the dating scene? How many people think it's easier for men? Men? How many people think it's easier for women? Yes, much easier. Because all you women need to attract a man is to have a nice figure. For us guys to impress the ladies, we have to have 6 figures. It's not fair. I took out this one girl and I tried to impress her. I took her to a fancy seafood restaurant. So I said to the waiter, I'd like a lobster tail. So the waiter goes, okay, once upon a time, there was 2 lobsters. I'm just glad my date didn't order a cocktail. That's... Do you know what's even worse than having lobsters on your piano? Crabs on your organ. Ooh, that's... Hey, I wrote that joke from scratch. I had quite a colorful dating history. I dated a yoga instructor. She was always getting bent out of shape. Yeah. I stayed with her for a stretch. Yeah. Then I dated a midget. Her family tree was a bonsai. I can still remember the time she went up on me. Now that was a low blow. It's the last time I ever got shrunk in head, I'll tell you what. Then I dated an Indian girl. Not this kind of Indian, this kind, yeah. Yeah, she was a stripper at a strip club, and her name was Squatting Beaver. Yeah, she was a totem pole dancer, that's right. Well, you should have seen her sister, Eager. Oh man, I'll tell you. But she was a member of the Seminole tribe, so whenever there was concerts at the Hard Rock, she gave me really cheap tickets, because she was a scalper. That's what happened to my hair, that's what scalp. I'll give you a minute there, buddy. Well, she'd give me the tickets and then take them back, the damn Indian giver. The last girl I dated had a lazy eye. Everything was going great, then I found out she was seeing someone else on the side. We never did see eye to eye. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. My name is Dan Silver. You guys are great. Thank you.
All right, one more time for Dan Silver.
Good
Now
set,
we're going
buddy.
to bring up a good friend of mine, an excellent
Really good
comedian.
set.
Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
And he's also the producer of this show,
killing me,
which we're
Smalls.
very grateful for. Please give it up for my good friend Bash from Tampa.
He was the bouncer. That's funny. That was good.
Hey, how about a hand for